Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese metaphysics master in Hong Kong. Today we're going to look at the flying stars, the monthly flying stars for the month of July, which is the metal goat month, Xinwei month. And this monthly flying stars chart is valid from the 6th of July all the way to the 6th of August. Now, the monthly flying stars, they usually help us to achieve very, very fast goals, or if you are a little bit low on energy, then you can always tap into the monthly flying stars to actually pick you up and carry you forward or get new momentum. So they're actually quite useful. And especially if you're working from home, using the monthly flying stars is really, really good because they work fast, they are quite powerful. And as a business owner, you can, on a monthly basis, just tap into all the energies that you need. All right. So if you're new to flying stars, if you're new to feng shui, then don't worry. All you have to do is stand in the center of your home or your office, hold out a compass and check where the directions are, south, north, east, west, and so on. And then just follow the guidance that I'm giving you in this short video. All right. So let's take a look at those monthly flying stars. And as always, let's start with the most auspicious or positive sectors of the month. So we've got the Southeast here with the monthly number 8. Now, the number 8 is considered a cash flow star. And as the name implies, it has to do with money. So if you're working from home and you're a contractor or a freelancer, then this star is really good to pick up new contracts, to get more work. But of course, you will make more money, but it is all tied to more work. So you may get super, super busy. And if, July is usually a month where everybody goes on holiday and you are a little bit in a summer hole, then this is actually a good sector because you will be able to pick up more work, more contracts, more clients. Yeah. So position yourself in the Southeast sector. Now, because there's a combination with the number 2 annual star, this sector actually forms a Luoshu combo of 10. So it's also a really, really good sector for any sort of partnerships. So if you want to reach out to new business partners or collaborate with other people, then using the Southeast sector is also very, very auspicious. Now, if you're not a business owner, if you're not working from home, you can still use this sector for anything that has to do with financial planning or money matters. Yeah. So anything that has to do with budgeting, or if you just want to go over your finances or make a better financial plan for yourself for the year, for the next few years, then you can use this sector. Yeah. It's generally quite an auspicious one this month. Now, the next really good sector here is the Northwest, where we have the monthly number 1. And the number 1 is considered a nobleman star. So this is a star that helps us attract helpful people into our lives. And this could be anything. Yeah, it could be help from your boss. It could be finding a new mentor, finding a teacher maybe for your kids, finding a good doctor, any sort of help that you need, be that in your personal life or in your professional life. The Northwest sector is generally supportive of that endeavor, so you can use that. Now, it's also a good sector if you want to study, pick up new knowledge. If you have children, they can be placed into the Northwest sector, in particular because it is a 1-4 combination. A 1-4 combination is excellent when it comes to studies. So if you yourself need to maybe get some in-depth training or need to deepen your knowledge in a particular subject matter, and you can do that in the Northwest sector, that would be ideal. It helps you absorb knowledge faster. And if you have kids who, I know it's summer holidays, but maybe they want to learn something, or you give them, you have like private tutoring sessions in the Northwest sector, that works out best. Now, this sector, the Northwest sector, it has actually really a lot of meanings or a lot of purposes in July. So it's a really, really positive sector because it's also used for peach blossom. So peach blossom has to do with romance luck, or your likability. And particularly when it appears together with the number 1. So the 1-4 combination is an excellent combination as it pertains to peach blossom luck. So if you are single and looking, then do everything that pertains to you finding a potential new partner from the Northwest sector. If you're already in a relationship, and you happen to have your master bedroom in the Northwest, that's ideal. You can look forward to harmonious relationships this month. And even if the master bedroom is not located in the Northwest, it's still a good sector, because if you spend time there with your partner, you are able to connect on a deeper level and just really, really strengthen that relationship. So overall, the Northwest sector is a really, really nice area of your home or your office, depending on what you're using it for. Now, then we've got the Southwest sector. So the Southwest sector is not quite as auspicious as the Southeast and the Northwest, but it's still usable. We've got the number 6 here, the monthly number 6, which generally helps us with more authority or being heard. So if you're already in an authority position and you want to make sure that your staff, your personnel, the people who you lead or manage listen to you, spend more time in the Southwest sector. If you're currently in between jobs and you're looking for a new career, then all those activities pertaining to career or finding a new job can also be done from the Southwest sector. So that includes writing your CV, submitting it to headhunters or recruitment agencies, doing interviews while you're seated in the Southwest sector. So anything pertaining to this particular goal of yours can benefit from being located in the Southwest. Now, then we've got the South. So the South here is host to the monthly number 4. So this, again, the number 4 is a peach blossom star, a romance star, similar to what we have in the Northwest, but in the Northwest, because of the combination itself, it's actually a little bit stronger. But let's say you can't use the Northwest for peach blossom or romance luck, then doing it in the South is also auspicious. So you can do any activity that pertains to looking for a new partner in the South sector. Sleeping here is also great. So all these activities are supported by the South, especially because we also have a hidden Khiltu combo here. The South is associated with is the original palace for the number 9 for Ligua, and the 4 and the 9, they combine to do to create a Khiltu combo. So anytime a combination is created, 2 things come together. So again, it's a positive, an auspicious sign for a partnership, for a relationship. So you can do that here. And if you are not looking for a partner, if you're not wanting to use this star as a relationship star, you can use this to study. So again, the Northwest and the South are sort of interchangeable this month, but the Northwest generally has better energies. Yeah, so focus on the Northwest. If you can't use it, then use the South. Now then, the other sectors, they're not all that auspicious, but it doesn't mean that you can't use them. So let's start with the East. We've got the number 7 here, and the number 7 is usually called the discord star or the robbery star or the fire hazard star. So none of which sounds really, really positive, but it's not actually anything to be afraid of. I would say if you are in an industry like mine, so metaphysics, then this is actually a really, really good sector for you, because the number 7 supports these sorts of industries. So working in the East is actually quite auspicious for you. Now, if you need to prepare to speak in public, then the East is also eminently usable, because the number 7 pertains to speech. It's the Duigua. Duigua has to do with the mouth, the throat, anything to do with speaking. So you can prepare your speech, you can practice your speech in the East sector, and it's actually very, very usable. And then, of course, the one thing you need to be careful with, if you are locating yourself in the East sector, do be a bit careful with scams, falling for scams, and just believing everything, yeah? Because it has to do, the number 7 does have to do with robbery. Doesn't mean that you're going to get robbed in the street, but that it could also mean that people may not be telling you the truth all the time, or that you're a little bit more susceptible to scams. So be discerning and make sure that you double check everything. Do your due diligence before you actually agree to anything, especially if you get an offer that sounds way too good to be true. Huh? And I also would say maybe be careful with lighting candles in the east sector, because there's a fire hazard risk there. It's not very strong, but if you have an open flame in the east during this metal goat month is probably not the best thing. Now then we've got the number 3. The number 3 here is considered an argument star, but it's also a star that gives you courage, because if you didn't have any courage, you wouldn't argue in the first place. Yeah, you would just shy away from any confrontation. So again, you can use this star if you are a shy person, and if you need to raise your confidence level, then by all means, spend more time in the northeast sector. All other people, be a bit careful in the northeast. If your master bedroom is in the northeast, you may tend to argue a little bit more with your spouse this month. So be careful what you argue about, which fights you pick. Not everything is worth a fight, yeah? So try not to nag each other too much, or this can really, really quickly escalate. And then you are going to have a month that's not very harmonious in terms of partnerships. Now, if you're working in the northeast sector, before you sign any sort of contracts, really, really diligently go through those contracts so you know exactly what you're signing. Because the number 3 is also an energy that could bring legal issues. And if you are signing a contract without reading the fine print, which is what most of us do, you may actually end up in a situation that is legally to your disadvantage. Yeah, so be careful. Then we've got the West sector here. Now, the West sector throughout the year is not a fantastic sector to begin with. And together with the annual number 5, this month it's really, really not recommended to spend too much time here if you are already not feeling too well. So for overall well-being, be that mental, physical, emotional, the West sector is just not so great this month. Now, it's particularly unfavorable for the elderly who may be suffering from chronic issues, or small infants, or pregnant women. So if you fall into any of these categories, I would say try to minimize the time spent in the west sector of your home. And if you happen to sleep here, or if this is your bedroom, if you can move to another sector to sleep during this month, that would be better. Now, if you're perfectly healthy and you're feeling fine, then spending time in the west sector is not going to be a disaster. You may just feel your energy levels a little bit drained, but you're not going to get a serious disease or a serious illness. Yeah, it's just not that advantageous. Now, if you're a business owner, then the west sector is actually positive, because the number 2 is also an asset star. It's particularly good for a long-term asset acquisition and to find long-term opportunities. So as a business owner, working in the west is actually quite good. But I would say do it only if you feel healthy. Yeah, if you're full of energy. Otherwise, again, the negative effects of this number 2 monthly star, or the combination with the 5, may really affect you. And then lastly, we've got the number 5 here. Now, the monthly number 5, as with the annual number 5, is usually the one that is associated with the most negative energies. Now, whether or not that is true is a different matter. In some cases, this is actually quite a useful energy to have, because it really shakes things up. But I would say try to keep this sector as quiet as possible. So don't do any hammering, no drilling, no renovations in the north sector this month. If you sleep here, that's fine. Yeah, if this is your bedroom, okay, just don't move any furniture around. Definitely don't install any water features in the north during the during the metal goat month. Ideally also no fire. So just keep that sector nice and quiet. If you're pregnant, sleeping in the north is not advisable. Yeah, again, I would move to some other sector. Maybe the northwest is okay, the southeast is fine, the south is fine. Yeah, any of these sectors, just avoid the north. And from a business perspective, if you happen to work in the north and you cannot move, you cannot work in another sector, just be very careful. It may be a month where you happen upon more challenges than usual, more obstacles. Things are not just working quite as smoothly, and you may get stressed, agitated, anxious. So this is not necessarily anything to do with the people around you. It's just the energy that you're absorbing while you are in the north sector. So just be a little bit careful with that. You don't have to worry too much about it, but take some precautions and make sure that you don't stress yourself out over small issues. They will likely be resolved in the next month where that energy actually disappears. All right. So this is the forecast for July 2024, the metal goat month. Try to make use of all these nice positive sectors that we've got this month. Maximize the energies there, and then you don't really have to worry about anything else. All right. If you do have any questions, any comments, please put them in the comment section below. You can also contact me directly. My email address is in the description to the video. And in the meantime, please give this video a big thumbs up, like it, and please share it with anybody who may be interested. And of course, subscribe so that we can grow this community. All right. See you guys soon. Take care.